people got this soft stuff, like they want men to be so soft nowadays. But listen, when we go into this world is not soft. You got to go out here and compete for positions in companies. You got to fight. It's dog eat dog, and it's winners and it's losers. Why would we teach them?
Losers, Ricky Bobby. There's winners.
Why we want to be so soft? Why is this soft movement? But then when men start acting super soft, now the females looking like
you soft.
You said action?
Let's go.
Welcome back.
Welcome back.
Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back.
Startup.
I am Jamon Davis.
And I am Terry Sylvester.
I'm the video guy.
And I'm the detailing guy. How are y'all today?
How y'all doing? Leave a comment. Tell us how you doing today. What's going on, man?
What's up with you?
It's been a lot going on, man. A lot going on.
Yeah,
a lot of bad stuff happening, but the truthfully, it's about how you look at it. You know what I mean? Some situations look bad, but through it all, you got to look at what you learn from that situation, which is easiest said than done. You know what I mean?
At the moment, you always look back and realize that.
But while you in it, sometimes that is not something that crosses your mind. Oh, what can I learn from this? Sometimes it just be the situation. So I mentioned it on last week's episode. So we had the fire at the house or whatever. Right. Like it ran through the walls and the inside was electrical fire, right? So now we have situation with the insurance company trying to, you know, they're business. Right. So they trying to give you the least amount they can give you. Then they have the businesses that do the other stuff, like getting the clean and stuff and the smoke out. Like, these people work together. So at the end of the day, what we looking at getting recompensated ain't really, it's looking like we still basically having to start over with everything. You know what I mean?
Sense. And here in Michigan, they just took the insurance just took a hit with that whole with the whole hailstorms and everything.
Yeah.
I still see everybody on the daily getting insurance cancer. So I'm sure they just took a whole hit.
Yep. So I think that's the episode that we gonna go through today, because I know you've been going through trying to get what you need for your business to be able to start. You put yourself in a position where you have it, but now you need the stuff you need for the business, you know. So it's been a lot of problems, but like I was just saying, it's about how you look at those problems and what you learn from those problems. Like right now, I'm looking at, all right, let me talk to our insurance. That I know more. We was talking about Circle last week, right? So part of the groups that I'm in, like networking and all of this, I know so many people now. Now I just don't have to take the insurance company word for it.
Take whatever.
Now I can be like, oh, I got an insurance guy that. He knows, so he's not just gonna give me anything. So now I can call him. Hey, they blah 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 blah. What do you think about this? Is this something that actually flies, or you know? So that Circle, part of having that Circle, is being able to give me that inside information. But yeah, man, I mean it's tough. We had to relocate. Like we basically had to downgrade. So.
Which might be a good thing, like you say.
Sometimes you got to take a step back to take 3 steps forward. Exactly.
That's what we have to realize. We have to humble ourselves.
I might have been getting too arrogant in what I can do. You know, God might have had to show me, like, look, it's not you. It's me. It's what I'm doing. It's not what you doing. It's what I'm doing.
Problem.
You know what I mean?
More into that. Lean more into God and how we do things. But yeah, that's a process, man. Because, like you say, what do you do when in this situation? In the situation, you don't know. You confused
until you in the situation. Yeah, I would say
in the situation.
I would say one thing as men, I feel like that keep us grounded is the fact that we have families looking at us. You know what I'm saying? So through the whole ordeal, I never really been stressed because one thing I learned from the situation when we talking about taking away lessons, right? We say God is good, but do you really believe that?
Oh,
you know what I mean?
100%.
Because this situation that happened, we gonna tie this into the business part, y'all. Don't worry, we gonna get into it. But the situation,
if you don't put that first, then you do run into those situations where you just lost. But if you put him first, then we can talk about how we talk.
Yeah, and then you guys.
Most people don't understand that because they ain't figured that part out, and it's just frustrating. But we had a different part in our lives where we can say that God is everything, so we can lean on Him, and then realize that it'll be all right.
It's gonna work out. You know what I mean?
Work out how it's supposed to work out.
Yep. So I really wasn't stressed because it could have been so much worse.
It could have been.
And that's the goodness of God, because that night I actually left the crib. You know what I mean? So it was my wife and the kids home alone. Late night status. One of my sons happened to wake up, catch everything happening and smoke and stuff, and woke my wife up. So it could have been me and my wife gone.
Yeah.
We was supposed to both be gone, and the kids, and you know, my older son, he babysits sometimes, so it would have just been the kids at home by themselves, trying to figure out they would have had to call us, and what do we do? You know what I mean? Yeah. The fire could have burned down the whole house instead of inside of the walls. Yeah, somebody could have lost their life. Yeah. Like, so
been worse.
We may have to start all the way over. We might have to do that, but at the end of the day, everybody still got their health, and these is just things. Yeah. These are just things. Right. Two, while we talking about what we learned from mistake situations that may seem like a bad situation, because if you learn something from it, it's really not a bad situation. Because if anything like this happens again, now you know how to maneuver through it. The second part that was the takeaway was that your circle is what carry you through stuff. Yep. People have this mindset where, oh, it's just me, my kids, I'm just doing me, I don't need nobody, I'm gonna go through this all by myself. Okay, that's fine, but like, what you gonna build alone though? Like, you gonna work in a job? Yeah. Because if you're an entrepreneur, it's impossible.
Yeah, I agree.
It's impossible.
And not only that, mentally it's impossible to be by yourself. You need somebody, man. I hate when people say that. Me, I.
Human beings are not built for loneliness.
No, not at all.
We're not meant. That's not how we build.
Even mentally, you need a circle or even somebody. Most people got their friends, their girlfriends who they go run to, but is that helping you? Maybe. At the moment.
Yeah, you got to look at it. You got to look at your circle.
Maybe
you got to look at the circle.
But realistically, you need that circle for life. To lean on. If I want to cry, I'm gonna hit my man's and we go shit. Hopefully, my man. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And then just to build on that though, to what you said. Sometimes you need to vent, but then again, too, like being man, and as being man and being there to hold one another accountable, bro. If you come into your mans and you like, I got this going on, and they just agreeing with you,
it ain't figuring out how you can.
You know what I'm saying? If I ever come in and talk to my bro about something, he's not just gonna agree with me. You know what I mean? So I know, like, it's certain people. I'm not coming to nobody with no problem that I feel like can't help me solve my way through that problem. And you just want to vent, you can vent, it might help you, but your problem's still there. Yeah. If you just vent, your problem's still there.
Now somebody else.
So if the people around you can't help you navigate with getting out that problem, that might not be agreeable. Yeah. Like, he might say to me, I might come to him and he'd be like, bro, but did you look at it this way?
There's a different outlet.
Now you like, okay, I probably didn't take the time to do that because of my mental state. You know what I mean? When it's like, bro, what did you do though? Yeah. Like, you need people like that in your circle, because sometimes you need people to check you.
It ain't even a negative
like,
check. Check. Did you look at the other side of it? But no, that's facts though, because as men, we do run into that situation where you either I don't even know if you're scared to hear what another person has to say, or you just don't
Some
care.
people don't want to hear what's wrong with themselves.
Yeah, I can't figure it out if it's a scared thing or if you just don't want to hear. But for the most part, men don't want to hear what the next man got to say, unless it's their dad or their mom or something.
It just made me think of like in relationships, right? When you get into a debate, if you want to call that, with your girl, and she telling you blah 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 blah, you really ain't trying to hear it
because it's coming from her
and how it's coming and how it may be coming. But if you take time to stop usually and get your thoughts together and really think about what was said instead of what you want to say and getting your point across, which is what I do sometimes, you know. I try to check myself on that. But when you do that, you would look at it and say, okay, maybe this person right.
Yeah.
Maybe I do that. I don't think I do that, but maybe I do that.
That's the thing. And sometimes you just got to hear from somebody else other than the person you're talking to. And I learned that. I learned that. How to get around things, because I can say something for females, for instance. Let's take that there. I can say something to, say, my ex or a female, and they'll take it a certain way. But if I tell her friend to say it, it'd be interpreted a different way, and now they talking about it, and maybe we got that, you know what I mean? A lot of the time,
I think
maybe my tone may be involved, maybe my look may be involved. It's a lot that's going on that they can't even interpret that, because we as men, first of all, our facial expressions is intimidating.
But what you said is just so crazy, because I was just listening to this counselor, and he was talking about the number one thing that men complain to him about with their relationships. And one of those things is the fact that you listen to these people over there, but I just told you, I told you the same thing.
I had to get away from that.
And then you went over there and they told you the same thing, and you listened to them.
And now I'm irritated because I just heard it.
And when I told it to you, it went in one ear and not the other. But these people said to you,
yes, that's
then
the thing.
you listened to it.
That's the thing.
I don't know why that happens.
That's the thing. But again,
it's
maybe our tone, our look, or everything has to play involved.
But what that tell me is, like, that type of thing really affect men. Like, because I think what it is like, you don't trust my opinion?
That is
you know what I mean?
That is exactly what it is.
You don't trust my opinion, but you trust somebody else's opinion.
That's
over.
Exactly what it is.
Then it's like, now your pride again.
Pride, that's what it is. And then even that, because it could be pride, but not only that, like, as a man, this is what you're not supposed to listen to what I say, but you're at least supposed to hear what I'm saying. And a lot of the time, you don't even hear it, but another person said the same exact thing. And,
not you.
Look what I heard today, and I should try this. Hold on. Oh, boy. Didn't we just have this whole conversation yesterday? You ain't want nothing to do with it. So yeah, that's a pride. Maybe it's a pride thing. Maybe.
Ego.
Maybe it's an ego thing.
I think it got a lot to do with the ego. One, two, probably communication. If that's something that happens in your relationship, then it's probably like something where y'all communication is off. You know what I mean? People say communication is key. Like, that's so real. It may sound like something repetitive or just something but it's real talk. And a lot of time as men, we wasn't even supposed to be going into all of this. Like, how did we get there? We here.
My question is, how do we have that happen, though, when, like we was just talking about how somebody else can say something and it totally, and I'm using an example as, like, a lot of women goes to my dad said such and such, or my dad would do it this way, or my dad would. We're not living with your dad. How do you get past that? You know what I mean? Like, so now you're not even listening to me, and it's all about what your dad said. Skip another person. Now it's all about what your dad said.
I'm gonna tell you what I think is something uncomfortable for men, and I think that's saying I feel like. I feel like. You doing that makes me feel like this. You instantly feel like for one, which you should feel vulnerable with your woman.
You should.
But not being used to speaking on that, right? And two, in the day and age we in, a female could tell you she want to talk, but then when you start talking about feelings, she might start saying you in your feelings. What does that sound like to a man? That sound like you calling me soft.
Right now,
exactly.
I done had a motherfucker tell me.
You know what I mean?
Language. I done had a person tell me that. Like, you soft. You sound like a girl right now. Hold on, bro. Hold on. Now I want to fight.
But and that's the harsh way to say it. But like, yo, telling them you in your feelings is the same thing.
That's tough.
That's the same thing. So for one, it's almost like an ego thing. For two, a lot of times we're not used to speaking on our feelings. Look at this. I said I need to cut this
that's something we need to tap into a lot, actually. Men need to tap into that. And teach their boys or
I try to teach mine, like, it's okay to cry, but what are you crying about?
Let's figure it out.
Like, don't cry over anything. It's not okay to cry over anything. But it is a place and a time that's for tears. Yeah. Like, don't ever feel like you can't cry, but right now you hurt physically a little bit. Suck it up, because people got this soft stuff, like they want men to be so soft nowadays. But listen, when we go into this world is not soft. You got to go out here and compete for positions in companies. You got to fight. It's dog eat dog, and it's winners and it's losers. Why would we teach them?
Losers, Ricky Bobby. There's winners.
Why we want to be so soft? Why is this soft movement? But then when men start acting super soft, now the females looking like
you soft. They don't want soft, but they want man buns
and hoochie daddy shorts
with purses and shit. But no, that's real. That's real. And it's sad because I grew up where women raised us to be men. I ain't had no men in my life, for real. My mom raised me how to what men did do, what men didn't do, how a man's supposed to act, how a man isn't supposed to act. So if I had that coming from women, and I think she did a great job, I don't know, because it was coming from a woman. So honestly, now that I'm thinking about it, I don't know.
That's what I was just about to say,
because it was coming from a woman. But when I grew up, it was like, are you a man or you a mouse? What are you crying for type of deal. Boys don't cry. And that's how I grew up. Are you a man or you a mouse? My whole life. Even when I do things right now, what goes through my head is, are you a man or are you a mouse?
Because it was just instilled, like.
Just instilled. Are you a man or you a mouse? What is a mouse?
I think your mom kind of remind me of my wife, bro, in a way, because my wife grew up with all brothers, right?
Right.
So she's used to trying to make my sons hard. And I have to tell her, like, sometimes, like, nah, like, chill out, sit back. Because when I come down this block, he gonna need your comfort. Yeah. You know what I mean? Because I'm gonna come down this block. Yeah. But she's used to, and I say that to say this, because she's used to, like, toughening. You know what she has love. I'm not saying she doesn't have that love side, but she used to toughening. So I say that to say this. As a female, you may have a sense of what the man should be, and how to show him how to be that man. Because all you pushing is suck it up, be tough, be tough, be tough. Meanwhile, you're learning how to push emotions down and look like nothing is bothering you and just go out and do everything. And meanwhile, you suffering mentally, spiritually, emotionally, because all we do is just take it, push it down, take it, push it down, take it and push it down. And then females be like, oh, you always, when something you act like it's nothing. That's
because I was raised that way. It's nothing.
And if you notice, that's how, oh, you acting, or even when the men walk away from the conversation, because, like, we ain't trying to talk about our feelings like that. Because we wasn't raised like
and that's tough, and that's that. And right now and to throw that off back and bring it back to business side, when it comes to feelings, like right now you're asking me a question how I'm doing in business wise, or how we're coming along with this campaign we're trying to do, or whatever you want to call it. We're trying to raise money for this business. And it came to a halt for a minute when it comes to Facebook and family. Because we know, even with the surviving startup, family and Facebook only go so far. You only got to select few people who's going to 100% rock with you. You know what I mean?
Consistently.
Yeah. So it's only going to go to a far. So now we run into a spot where.
All right. We back. Once again.
Technical difficulties. I don't know what happened there, but it is what it is.
It's one of them days, man.
It is what it is.
One of them weeks.
Where we were headed?
Oh man, we was headed into dealing with problems. I was talking about the fire, and we got sidetracked with the relationship stuff.
When I got into we were talking about humbling ourselves.
Humility.
Yeah, and how I had to figure this out in the whole situation with humbling myself and having to ask somebody for. That's what it was. We were asking.
Yeah.
In the process, right now I'm in the process of collecting money to help build this restaurant we got going on. And me as a person, like I was saying, is rarely that I ask anyone for anything, period. That's just me. However you put it, I don't really, it's hard to ask somebody, and I know a lot of men might say that, it's hard to ask for or whatever, but, and then people tell you all the time, if you got me, ask me for anything, you can ask me for anything, but can you really? Like,
yeah.
Really? Like, you don't have 1,000 people tell you, come to me, ask me for anything. If you need something, ask me for anything. But when the time comes, is those same people there when you need it? Rarely. It's rare that those same people are there. Right now, we're in a process, I had to humble myself. Like, I had to figure out how to ask somebody for $1,000. Right now, we got this thing where I'm just asking for $1,000, but I'm not asking you because I'm paying it back with interest, 20% interest to be exact. So it's not like I had to figure around that. That's what I had to do. Figure around how to ask somebody for something. But again, me being me, I couldn't do that. So we wrote up a contract to where whatever you loaning me, I'm giving it to you back on 20% interest within a year. Say that to say this, it's okay to ask somebody for something. Yeah, you probably gonna get no's, and yeah, it is what it is, but it brings me back to when I used to work at Kirby. And the dude told me for every 10 no's, you're gonna get 3 yeses. Every 10 no's, you'll get 3 yeses. So if I statistically do this, after 100 no's, my yeses is gonna be up there. And that's how I looked at it. Like, all right, you know what? Humble yourself, T. It's okay to ask somebody for something. And how I put it, I'm not asking you for anything. Actually, I'm trying to give you an investment. If you think about it.
Yep.
But only smart people gonna think about it. Everybody else is gonna say, no, I ain't got it, and go spend $1,000 on J's this month. But that's where I'm at right now, trying to humble myself and figure that out.
So
and that's tough.
That's a good segue. That take us back into what we was actually talking about going to, and that is when you have adversity, how do you keep moving through that adversity? So we had the house fire just a couple days ago. We get a call, my wife's dad is doing bad, so now he's in the hospital. We don't know what this is looking like. It's like, all right, we just gotta pray, give it to God. So all of these things is happening simultaneously. And I like how the segue that you gave, because that is one thing that you have to be able to do sometimes through adversity. A lot of people will tell you, you work hard for what you got, don't be humble. It's a certain, you can't just say don't be humble. Like, humbleness has levels, right?
Yes.
So you can still be confident in what you accomplish, but being humble in the fact that you know that without God you couldn't have it. Being humble in the fact that even if you feel like I don't like asking somebody for stuff, which is really what we do in business, whether we're going to the bank, whether we're doing pitches, we asking people for something.
Yeah.
Whether we're asking a customer to purchase our product, we're asking people for something. So through the adversity that you had to humble yourself. But the dope part about it was that you saw that and that you did that. Because you recognize, like, this isn't me, but I need to do something so that I can make this happen in my business that I'm starting to get to the next level. So I would say that's critical in handling adversity, humbleness, because some people won't ask for help.
They won't.
I've seen people
go around in a circle
in situations.
And I watched it happen. So what I told myself, and I see myself going around in that same circle, because I'm trying to do everything by myself or my wife, and then realize you can't. Where I'm trying to go, you can't do it by yourself. It's not possible. You gotta have a teammate. You gotta have
a team.
But not only that, you gotta have investors. And I ain't even tapped into that part. And when I'm working now, what I just said is I'm trying to tap into that part, because realistically, you gotta have investors, bro. Like, whether it's a bank, whether it's your mom or your dad or a brother, you gotta have people to invest in what you're doing. It's rarely possible to do it by yourself. And not saying it's not possible, but it's rarely impossible to do it by yourself.
Show me somebody great that did it by themselves.
Exactly. No matter how rich they is.
Show me somebody great that did it by themselves. You just don't see those people in the background that mentored that person, the one that had to yell at them and told them you need to do what you need to do.
The richest people don't even use their money; they use other people's money to make them more money. Humble yourself, T. It's okay. It's okay to ask for help.
And a lot of the first thing they do is they don't try to get the information themselves and then go. No, they go to somebody who has the information. And they ask for the information.
Figure it out.
So it's an ask. It's always an ask, whether it be for the customer or for what you need to give your product to your customer. You know what I mean? My thing in overcoming this adversity is been just trying to keep a positive attitude. Once you start to let your situation dictate your whole aura, your whole attitude, your whole vibe, your energy, because of this situation, now your energy, you depressed, you mad, like
you're not working for what you want at that point.
I just had to talk to my wife about this. She like to debate me sometimes. I'm like, you gotta think on the things that's positive. So yeah, we lost this house. Yeah, we had to downgrade, but guess what? Everybody okay.
We living. Yeah.
So the thing that you have to do is change what you're thinking about, because if you're thinking about all good things, which is not always as easy as that, but if you just start to try to change your mindset right now today to say, instead of thinking about the negative aspect of what's going on, let me think about what's positive in that. You can't have negative emotions from a positive thought.
You can't. It's not possible.
It's not possible. You might still be feeling negative because you've been thinking negatively so long, but
eventually change.
It'll eventually change, especially if you start speaking out the positive things out loud. Like, it's the words affect and they matter.
And then put a smile on your face.
Thoughts.
Even when you're mad, put a smile on your face.
And think about the good.
And mentally it makes your face change.
Well, guess what though? If I'm going through a situation that I have to go through regardless, this situation is going on. It's not going to just change like that tomorrow. So we're going through this situation. Do we want to go through this situation stressed out,
mad at each other,
or do we want to go through this situation with a positive attitude so we don't have to be stressed out? A lot of times when we stressed out is because all of the things that we're thinking about, especially I know single moms have this thing, especially single moms that's entrepreneurs. Let's say single parents. Because we got some single dads out there, too, trying to do their thing. But it's a lot more single moms.
But that's what you're here for, because you're speaking, putting seeds into people here. Or even your wife. She might not have felt that way, or she might never even heard that before. That, what you just explained.
Change your thought.
A lot of people ain't never heard that before, that you can control your thoughts.
Nah, this way.
You can control your thoughts.
This is what she said, bro. Can't wait till she see this episode. She gonna come down. I'm gonna know when she seen it because she gonna come down and talk to me. A thought. So I think she just be trying to mess with me sometimes, though. Like, you can't change your emotions with just one thought. All right, so what about the times when we going through stuff and then you start thinking bad thoughts? I just changed my thought thinking. You just said exactly what I said. Like, you change your thought process. It's the same thing of thinking of something different. You just change the way you thinking.
Yeah.
I mean, women.
That's what it is.
But yeah,
But no,
sometimes you just change the way you're thinking.
You can control
Change
your thoughts. You can control the outcome.
everything. Is something good
Yeah.
that you can see in it if you try to.
If you look for it.
If you look
But
for
if you
it.
train yourself to look for it, then you become to notice the goods instead of the bads.
Bro,
Because
that's
mentally you trained yourself to look for that.
That's
like
it.
Right now we're trained to look for the bad because of
That's it,
Facebook,
right there.
because of the news, because of the society. We're trained to
You ever heard somebody that complain all the time?
all the time. I cancel them. I cancel them and get them out of my circle.
Complain all the
because
time.
That's messing up my energy. You messing up my vibrations.
Our job on my 9 to 5, they do a lot with bringing in food and stuff, and it's always somebody that's complaining about. They
What I
don't
do
even
is
have
I
to buy
smile.
you the food.
What I do is I smile at them because all you can do is smile, and most of the time, smile is what they call contagious. I can smile and you can smile back, and you don't even know you're smiling back because it's like what they call a mirror effect.
Mm-hmm.
Most people don't even know it, but if I nod my head and smile, you start nodding and then smile, and you don't even know it.
Yeah,
But all you can do for those people, bro, is smile and keep it moving. Because
I'm gonna tell
their
you
bad
what I
energy,
do.
and their bad energy can.
I'm gonna tell you what I do. People that I hear that I'm around 9 to 5 or anywhere that complain a lot, I'll just say something direct opposite. Why they gotta get this pizza from this place? Oh, I heard this pizza good from this place.
I heard it's delicious.
Man. And then they got them subs for us last week, bro. They be on point with
You change
it.
the vibe. You change the vibration.
You know what I mean? And some people probably think it's me being sarcastic, which some of it is, because I'm a little sarcastic. You know what I mean? But I don't want to hear negativity all the time.
All the time.
Like, nah, let's not do that.
Yeah.
Because then we walking around stressed out.
For no
don't
reason.
know why we stressed. You don't even know why you stressed out.
Oh.
You just walking around stressed out. It's because of what you
What you
thinking.
thinking, what you listening
And I'm
to,
be honest, it ain't
seeing.
always as easy as easy as it sounds.
No.
Changing that thought, because you have to work at it.
You have to work at it. It's a
If
process.
you've been so used to thinking of things along the same lines
life.
for so long, now that's normal for you.
Yeah.
That's normal for your brain to work like that. You train your operating system
work
for
at it.
that.
You have
So
to-
now it's work to every time a negative thought come in your head, think something positive.
Switch it out.
You may find yourself all day working to think about positive
Switch it out.
things.
Switch it out.
Because I know I've had bad
When I had,
days when all of this bad stuff just want to sit on my mind,
Really?
and I gotta all right.
You have to exercise
No,
it. But
no,
when a cat
mm.
told me, when I was a cat, I was listening to something. I don't even remember, TD Jakes or something like that. And he goes, you know how y'all get ready to go to the bar, and y'all go to somebody's house and pregame, and y'all turn up prior to going to the bar. Y'all get turned up prior to going to the bar. He goes, why don't y'all get turned up on the way to church? And I was like, we're not talking about church, but when it comes to teaching yourself how to learn something different, why not get turned up teaching yourself how to learn something different? You get what I'm saying? If you know that these thoughts are affecting you and you want to learn how to do it, why not pregame learning how to do it?
Then the question is, what did that look like? Because it sound good.
Learning. Teaching yourself.
It sound good. What the pregame look like? Hyping yourself
me
up.
Personally,
hyping yourself up to learn something new and different.
Me personally, when it comes to that thought process, because I know how the thought process work, I don't even listen to certain music no more. I put on different music because I know how the thought process work. And what most people don't realize is subconsciously your brain is always working, whether you're hearing dumb stuff, whether you're looking on Facebook. And even on Facebook, when it comes to Facebook, I don't even, if somebody puts something stupid on Facebook in my feed, I delete that person. Meaning, why did I just watch somebody get their head blown off? There's no reason I should go scroll down my headline and see somebody just jump off a roof. You get what I'm saying? So I started deleting that. I don't even care who you is. You can be my brother. You posted it, I delete you because now my feed is only positive. My feed is only business. My feed is totally different than, you get what I'm saying? So that's how I pregame. Me personally, I started weeding certain things out. Whether it was music, whether it was just random stuff you just see. Like, the cat guy got into an accident on his bike the other day on Division. And I seen 1,000 people post, look out for your people, check on your people, such and such and such. But not one person asked if this man was okay. You get what I'm saying? So when I start seeing stuff like that, I just delete the person. And that's how me personally, I work on my subconscious because it ain't no reason for it.
So that step, when you feel like you, first of all, you have to not want to be in adversity.
Not want to be that. Exactly.
You know what I mean?
It's like,
and once you look at it and say, I want to change my mindset, I want to think more positively, I don't want to be stressed as much, then you have to start looking at your circle. Look at your circle. If you're around somebody that's constantly complaining, talking negative, you might find out that when you look at yourself, you're doing the same thing.
Exactly.
Because that's what you surround yourself with. So now is cutting certain people off.
You can do it.
And that may be hard for some people, but guess what? These people can't live your life.
Exactly.
You have to live your life.
Physically, mentally, emotionally.
You have to look like are certain people that's around you. Do they want what you want? Or do they have negative energy? Let's just take it to the base. Do these people have negative energy that you around?
And you might ask me, what is negative energy? Negative energy is, you can be sitting in a room and a person walks in and off rip, you just get this weird vibe of you don't like this person, or something weird come over you. You don't even know him, you ain't never talked to him or nothing. But everybody been in a room, when somebody walked in the room and something weird come over them, like something about this person. That's bad vibes, that's bad energy. And when you notice that, delete yourself. It's that simple. Most people don't take that, what is it called, intuition? Everyone has intuition. They call it women's intuition, but everyone has intuition.
Women are just women are more in tune to their intuition.
Most people don't go off of that intuition. But realistically, if you can feel that energy, delete yourself.
Take yourself from the environment.
Take yourself from that environment.
Start finding some people that's with some more positive energy.
Period.
Positive vibes.
Period. I used to get irritated and like, why am I so irritated? Realize it's a person in the room that just got my vibe off. You know what? Ain't no point in me being here. It ain't that I'm running. It ain't none of that, because I don't need to run, first of all, ever in life. But a person, what do they say? If you ever heard of the apples, it's called rotten apples. You can put a rotten apple in a bag of
good apples.
And then a rotten every apple in that bag. But you can't do the opposite. So that's the same thing with energy. Period. Person come in and can ruin everybody's energy around. And you don't even know why.
Yeah.
You feel it, but you don't know why. Delete yourself. It's not hard.
Remove yourself from that environment.
Yeah.
Like, real talk. So, when we talking about adversities, you have things like what you going through, trying to get the money you need by a certain time. you have life adversities that's coming when you in business.
Never stop.
So it's like I got this 9 to 5 and then I'm trying to start a business. Then all these life things is happening. The one thing you can never do is give up.
Just quit. Yes. You can never quit.
The one thing I'm just like full transparency, because this is what we do here, right? All of these things, it slowed me down. You know what I mean? I did lose my space for where I work, editing and all of that, and I ain't on no laptop right now, so it kind of pushed some projects back. Right. But at the same time, and I've been moving like crazy every single day for the last 2 weeks. It's been trying to do this, do that, trying to get everything together with going to this new house, getting everything with this other house together, stuff with the family happening.
Right.
And me not having my space, I can use that as an excuse for the whole thing, but it's only part of it.
Right.
So what that put me into a thing was, and this is something that personally, let me say this, because this is a good exercise that somebody gave me, right? Matter of fact, I'll say it was Eric Thomas. Write down a list of the top 3 to 5 things that you want to improve on. And then, or maybe start with 2 or 3.
Life, or what you mean
as self.
Okay, as self.
As self.
Okay.
Because that's what's going to get you to different places that you want to go, whether it's life or whether it's business. And one of those things for me was consistency, right? Because, and we talked about this on the past episode, like counseling. I haven't done counseling. I've counseled myself, but you can't, to a certain extent you can, but before, in the past of my life, I really wasn't focused on what I'm feeling, why I'm feeling like that, why am I like how I am, and then when I start evaluating myself and really taking time to step back and look at how I felt about certain things, then I looked at those things and said, what's making me feel like that? It started backtracking me further and further into my past.
I got you.
So I started seeing things in my past and I'm like, okay.
Deeper.
I get the inconsistency now. I get it. A lot of times we jump on ourselves because of the things that we don't like about ourselves.
I don't even know why.
And guess what too? With this inconsistency, what it does, if I find myself in a rut of inconsistency, the one thing that some of the things that I'm not doing that I do that keep me consistent is when I wake up, making sure before I go to sleep, when I wake up through the day, spending time with God in my prayer. 2, making sure every single day I'm looking at that why, my why. That's why am I doing all of this?
Why are you doing this?
That why.
Ooh, that's important.
When I stop looking at my why every single day, then I start to get more into my inconsistency. The more to my inconsistency that I get, the more inconsistent I am.
That makes sense.
So now, when I get to that part where I'm too inconsistent, I'm looking at myself because I'm looking at everything that I need to do, and I'm looking at like I need to be up on this more. Now I'm looking at myself, and truthfully, if you're not doing everything that you feel you need to do as a person, forget how everybody else looking at you. How you looking at yourself? If you're not doing what you said you want to do and the things that you want to go travel, you want to do this, you want to do that, you want to be more consistent, you want this, you want that, and you look at yourself and you know you are not doing none of the things you know you should be doing. You're not doing that. Now you looking at yourself and don't even really like the person who you are.
So what I got from that is the anchor itself is God, first of all, foremost, and the why. God first and your why.
And the why, definitely. That's a big part of that consistency.
God first and your why.
And then the why. But it's constantly building that relationship and constantly putting that why in front of you.
Why in front.
Constantly.
Anchor.
Because once you get down,
that should be the anchor.
guess what? And I'm talking to the people who find themselves inconsistent, trying to figure out why, or trying to figure out how do they get over these inconsistencies. 1 minute you going hard, the next minute you slacking.
You slacking.
You know what I mean? Next minute you going hard, next minute you slacking. When you in those ruts, you can't fully love who you are. Now your confidence level has gone down. Now it's even harder to get back into the consistency and doing things because your confidence is such a key thing that pushes you forward. Yes. Your confidence help make things easier. If you got confidence in yourself and what you're doing, it comes easier because you have that confidence in you. But once you stop doing the thing that you know you should be doing, then you might start looking at yourself in a different way. Now it's harder to get back to that point of consistency. But guess what happens? If you don't quit, you can always get back. Like I said, I slowed down. I slowed down more than I should have through this situation that I've been through. But I never quit though.
Never quit. And now we're not quitting, dude. They always say when you quit, the diamond is on the other side of just that line, right when you quit. Right when
exactly.
You quit.
And it's you quit right before you
extra step, and you would have been there.
Exactly.
You quit. So never quit.
Never quit.
That's what's up. That why and never
quit. And then going kind of back a little bit, because I wanted to speak on this a little bit. We was talking about circles, picking your circles and doing. You will see the people that's really there for you, especially when you're going through something. If somebody know you going through something, that say they rock with you, and they ain't even try to communicate with you, not one time or nothing. This how you. I'm just calling it like, bro, I know you need stuff, and I can't even help you with that right now. But I just want to call and see how you doing. Like, what's going on with, like, is it anything else that you need that I might can do? Yes. Like, or at least how you doing, bro?
Simple, something simple.
You know what I mean?
Check up, just to check up on you with no expectation.
When you care for somebody, you think about that person, especially when they going. You gonna think about that person if they going through something.
Yes.
And want to just, bro, I just want to see how you doing.
No matter how busy a person is, I hate when a motherfucker
look at that.
I'm busy. I've been busy.
Look at that.
You're only as busy as you want to be.
Pay attention.
Pay
attention, because people make time for the people they care about.
And they
period.
That's what I got to think. They make time for who and what they want.
Period. Bro, if you hollering at that girl and she never got time to come to, bro, I guarantee you, it's some dude she got time for. It's somebody she got time for.
No, real. That's real.
For real. And if people care about you, like,
people make time for who and what they
you
want.
Busy, bro, to pick up your phone.
Yeah. Too busy to shoot a text back.
Or text.
Yeah.
And I can't stand, bro, like.
Yeah, that's it.
It's people I'll stop rocking with in my family because of this. Like.
But then again, bro, you learn.
If I call you and I leave you a message just to say it's been a minute since we talked, I want to call and see how you doing, and you text me back, bro, I don't even want to talk to you.
That's how I feel. Bro,
I took time to call you and leave a message, and then you text me back, bro, I don't want to talk to you.
Yeah, that's the thing, man.
Like, we good. If I'm going through problems, and other people too, like, I'm going through problems, now you want to call me and say, oh, what's going on? I'm good. I got this. I don't need your help. Exactly. It's all good. It's no animosity. But I haven't been hearing from you at all.
Yeah, now you want to know the end scoop. Just to
I'm
go
good.
Business.
I'm good. You can't help me.
That's the thing, man. That's how I feel. I feel like that completely, 100%. And that's why I shot out a message the other day, because my circle is different, and it's like I don't even talk a lot about what I do, except for to a few people. And when those few people do know about it, it'd be like a random, like, bro, you good? How that's going? Like, you would shoot me a text, like, how that's going, or call me or something. How that's going? Like, will we make what we need to make type of deal? There's a few other cats just like that. They don't even know what's going on. But know the fact that I got something going on, they'll shoot me a text or call me just to be like, what's up?
Exactly.
You got what you need to be having.
Yep.
What can we do to make? I ain't got no money, but what can we do to help? And that's what real friends need. Really, that's all you need, bro.
Circle.
My circle totally different.
Circle. Hey, when people show you their true colors, believe them.
Believe it.
If people don't have time for you to even pick up a phone, take that for what it is.
You listen to that.
You know what I'm saying?
Red flags is that what they used to do? Red flags.
Red flags, yeah. It's a red flag. Flag on the out the circle, out the circle, out the circle.
Red flags. You just,
you know what I'm saying? Canceling out the circle.
We too old.
It's your job to build your circle.
You're too old to deal with nonsense.
It's your job to build your circle, yeah.
And people will feed off of nonsense if you let them. Like leeches.
Exactly. Takers.
No, bro, I ain't got nothing. That's what we got for today.
I mean, that's it.
People.
Don't let your situation overtake you.
And never quit. Because the finish line is right after you think about quitting. Believe that.
If it's something that you feel you struggle with personally in your business that deals with who you are personally, inconsistency, fear, whatever that may be, leave a comment and say what that is. Because we want to see what the entrepreneurs are going through.
Not only that, we here to help. I mean,
exactly.
We might not be able to help, but we a shoulder to lean on. We'll listen.
How to get through that.
I mean,
I've been talking to a couple therapists, so we want to get some therapists on here to, you know,
by yourself.
Definitely not. We here with you. Join the community. We on Facebook, Surviving Startup.
And everybody out here struggling together because it's a struggle.
No, it's a struggle. It's just different levels to it.
Different levels.
When people see you on your entrepreneur tip, they don't know the struggle might be realer than theirs. Really? It look like you getting it, but the money ain't start flowing yet.
College student, been doing this for 20 years.
They looking at you like you eating, you in the negative.
Yeah.
Trying to make sure you can pay all your bills at the end of the month.
We're here to help. We're all to do what we can. So tap in.
If you like it, subscribe to it if you want to be notified when new episodes drop. Cause we doing
it.
I think it's only 90% of podcasts fail after the 10th episode. They don't go past the 10th episode.
Yep. We at what?
More don't make it past the 20th episode. I want to say we at episode 22.
Look at us.
We at 22.
Episode
Do
22.
not stop. Hey, look.
And we got some shows, some videos out there with zero views. But guess what? We ain't quit.
No, not no more.
We don't? No, not no more.
Probably like four views on the lowest one.
Here we go.
But yeah, we still ain't in that. We ain't hit that stride yet. Where's nah?
It is what it is.
You gotta keep going. He going through stuff. I'm going through stuff. One thing we try to do though is stay consistent with this schedule. Coming to do this podcast because we actually don't come from the type of environment where you have that supportive system and have people that's been entrepreneurs.
We supposed to have a guest today, and they didn't show up. So guess what?
You got to keep it moving. Life keep going. Life keep going. His aunt died that raised him. My man still came to the podcast for y'all.
Let's go.
So life happens. Our last guest, they just lost somebody.
See, that's tough. Life happens, man. That's why we're here to survive.
And then when you were in the position of being an entrepreneur, you have so much more stuff to do. Yeah. And then when life happens, it's like you can't put it all on pause. Yeah. You can't put all this business stuff on pause like that.
Don't just stop like that. You can't just throw on a Joker face and everything cool.
Be right back.
But the customers, do it.
They ain't gonna be there when you get back. They ain't gonna be in the waiting room when you get back. Nah, they went down the street to join Smoke. So that's it. Keep it going.
Do not quit.
Ever.
And start today.
Not tomorrow.
Let's go.
We out.
Nice.